Hi everyone, welcome to the lecture number 8 of unit number 1 matrices. In this lecture, we'll do the examples of non-homogeneous system of type 2, that is the examples involving arbitrary constants. Okay, in this type of problems, the given system of linear equations will involve some arbitrary constants. Okay, and we need to obtain some conditions on arbitrary constants for the types of solution, like no solution, infinitely many solution, unique solution, like that. Okay, so this type of problems also may be asked on the non-homogeneous system. So first example of this type: for what values of lambda and mu the system x plus y plus z equal to 6, x plus 2y plus 3z equal to 10, x plus 2y plus lambda z equal to mu has three cases: no solution, unique solution, infinitely many solutions. So we need to obtain the conditions on lambda and mu for which value, for the means the conditions for which the system will have these three types of solutions. Okay, now the calculations will start like previous, means the way of calculations will remain as it is, like we do while solving the non-homogeneous system. Very first we write the matrix form of the given system, that is Ax equal to B, where A is the coefficient matrix, X is the matrix of unknowns, and B is the constants matrix. So after writing these three, we consider augmented matrix in non-homogeneous case. So the value of augmented matrix is, we denote it by A comma B, that is we add in the matrix A one column B. Okay, so and the line of separation we keep, so for understanding the value of A as well as A comma B. A comma B is for getting the value of A comma B. Hide this line, dotted line, the entire matrix is A comma B, and if you hide this column, the matrix A is with us. So both matrices we are considered together simultaneously. Okay, and that help us to compare the to check the consistency of the system after obtaining the rank. Now what we are going to do next, the same procedure we are going to apply. We are going to reduce it to row echelon form. So for that purpose, we are going to make the entries below first pivot. This is the first pivot, first leading entry of the first row, non-zero entry. Below that we are going to make zeros. Okay, so if you, for making this to 0, the transformations are r2 minus r1 and r3 minus 1, so that these two will become 0. After applying this transformation, first row remains as it is, second row changes to 0, 1, 2, 4 after doing the subtraction, and third row changes to 0, 1, lambda minus 1 is the lambda minus 1, mu minus 6. Now next thing is, we have make the entries below first pivot 0. Now the next row's leading coefficient is this one, that is the second row's pivot. Below that we have to make 0. For that we are going to make use of r2 and r3, and we are going to make this entry 0, change in r3, so r3 first minus r2. So 1 minus 1 0, lambda minus 1 minus 2, that is lambda minus 3, mu minus 6 minus 4, that is mu minus 10. So the next matrix will be this. Now this is like a echelon form. We don't have rows further, so stop here. We cannot do simplification further. Now we don't know the value of lambda and mu, so we cannot tell exactly what kind of nature of solution it will have. Means for different values of lambda and mu, the nature of solution will get changed. Sometimes we'll get inconsistent systems, sometimes we'll get unique solutions, sometimes we'll get infinitely many solutions. All the three cases we are going to discuss. First, no solution. When the system will have no solution, when the rank of A is not equal to rank of AB. So when that is possible, the given system has no solution, that is it is inconsistent when rank of A it does not matches rank of A comma B, and that is when lambda minus 3 equal to 0 and mu minus 10 not equal to 0. So if you set this value 0, lambda minus 3, if lambda minus 3 is 0, so what will happen, rank of A will become 2, and if you take at the same time this not equal to 0, so this is 0 and this is not equal to 0, so the rank of AB will be 1, 2 and 3, that is 3. Number of non-zero rows will be 3 for AB, means rank of AB will be 3 and rank of A will be 2 if we consider this as 0 and this as non-zero, and in this case we'll get the rank unequal. Therefore the system will have no solution whenever lambda minus 3 equal to 0 and mu minus 10 not equal to 0. That is nothing but lambda equal to 3 and mu not equal to 10. So these are the values, these are the conditions on lambda and mu for which the system will have no solution. Similarly, we'll check for the unique solution now. The given system has a unique solution. We know the condition when rank of A equal to rank of AB equal to the number of unknowns. The number of unknowns is 3 here. So when the rank equal to number of unknowns, then we'll have the unique solution. And it is possible when the rank of both matrices will be 3. Now if you take this lambda minus 3 not equal to 0, does value of mu doesn't matter in this case. If lambda minus 3 is not equal to 0, then 1, 2, 3 non-zero rows will have in the echelon form of A, means the rank of A will be 3 in that case. And as this is non-zero, automatically rank of AB also becomes 3, because this value doesn't matter. We have here non-zero entry, right, already. So rank of AB also 3 in that case. So unique solution depends upon only on the value of lambda and not on the value of mu. Okay. So this is when lambda minus 3 not equal to 0 and mu belong to R, means mu can be any number. Okay, even if you take mu equal to 10, even if this entry is 0 and this is non-zero, still the rank of AB remains 3 and rank of A also remains 3, which is equal to the number of unknowns. Hence the rank will have the unique solution when lambda minus 3 is not equal to 0 and mu belong to R, means mu can be any number. Okay, so the condition on lambda and mu are lambda not equal to 3, we must have lambda not equal to 3 for unique solution, and mu can be any real number. Okay, so this is what the meaning of unique solution is. This case you need to understand carefully. If lambda minus 3 is not equal to 0, then still we have the rank of A3 and as well as rank of AB3. Okay, so and mu can be any real number in this case. Only then we'll have the unique solution. The rank will be equal to 3. Now for infinitely many solutions, what we must have, rank of A and rank of AB has to be equal. That is, the system has to be consistent first, and at the same time that rank has to be less than number of unknowns. Here the number of unknowns is 3, so less than that we must have rank. The minimum rank, it is 2 already, 2 non-zero rows we are having. So for rank less than 3, we must have this row 0, then only rank will be less than 3. So for making this this row 0, both has to be equal to 0, right? That is lambda minus 3 equal to 0 and mu minus 10 equal to 0. That is lambda equal to 3 and mu equal to 10. So these are the conditions on lambda and mu for infinitely many solutions. When lambda equal to 3 and mu equal to 10, the last row will become 0 and will have the rank of both matrices as 2, which is the less than number of unknowns. Hence it will have infinitely many solutions when lambda equal to 3 and mu equal to 10. So this is how we are going to obtain the conditions on arbitrary constants involved in the system. Okay, so in this way you need to check. So for that you need to know the conditions of consistency well, and the nature of solution also. Means when the rank is less than 3, it is infinitely many. Less than unknowns, it is infinitely many solution. When it is equal to unknowns, unique solution. All the condition you must know, then only you will understand all these things. Okay, the example is very easy. First to write the system in matrix form, then consider augmented matrix, reduce it to echelon form, such a form. We'll get some equation in terms of arbitrary constants, and by equating them to 0 or not equal to 0, we can determine the various conditions on for no solution, unique solution. Only these 3 cases possible. Either the system will be inconsistent, means no solution, or consistent, means unique solution or infinitely many solutions. Only these 3 cases possible. In example, any one of them you will have. Now one more example of this type will do, and some example I will leave for practice. This is quite different example. Show that the system is consistent only when alpha, beta, gamma are in arithmetic progression. Okay, so we need to obtain the condition for consistency. When the system is consistent, when the rank of A equal to rank of AB. Okay, under that conditions we'll get one condition on alpha, beta, gamma such that they are in the arithmetic progression. Now when the 3 numbers, these are the 3 numbers, when these 3 numbers will be in arithmetic progression, when the middle number is the average of the preceding and the next number. Like for example, if you consider the 3 natural numbers 3, 4, 5, we know the natural numbers are in arithmetic progression because this middle number is the average of these two. If you add these two, 3 plus 5, and if you divide by 2, that is the average of two numbers, 3 plus 5 by 2, that is 8 by 2, it is equal to 4. So for the numbers to be in arithmetic progression, we must get here the condition alpha, beta, gamma are in arithmetic progression. Means what? The middle number beta must be equal to alpha plus gamma by 2. So this condition will get for the consistency that we need to show. Fine. So for that purpose, consider very first the matrix form. So the matrix form will be this. This is the coefficient matrix. This is the matrix of unknowns. This is the matrix of constants. Now consider the augmented matrix. Okay, the procedure is similar to all the problems. So the augmented matrix, you add just column B here. Now reduce it to echelon form. Now here we don't have 1 available. Okay, so what I will do, for getting 1 there, 4 minus 3 is 1, we know, so we'll perform first R2 minus R1. At the same time I'm going to perform R3 minus R1 also, okay, for getting the simpler numbers here. So after doing that, we'll get this row 1 1 1, beta minus alpha, then 5 minus 3 2, 4 6 minus 4 2, 7 minus 5 2, gamma minus alpha. Okay, this will the matrix will obtain after the first transformations. Now 1 we have, so that 1 you need to bring here. So for making calculations easier, we are doing all these things. So after doing the interchange of first and second row, we'll get this matrix 1 1 1, beta minus alpha will come in the first place, then 3 4 5 alpha, and 2 2, last row will be as it is. Now we have 1 available, so this is the first 5 what you can say. Now below this we are going to make 0 for getting the echelon form. So the correct transformations will be R2 minus 3R1, R3 minus 2R1. After performing these two, we'll get the matrix 1 1 1. First row will be as it is. Here we'll get 0 1 2, minus 2 alpha minus 3 beta, 0 0 0. The last row will become 0 because 2 2 2 we have everywhere. 2 minus 2 0, 2 minus 2 0, 2 minus 2 0. And here we'll have gamma minus 2 beta plus alpha. Let us see how. We have here alpha, gamma minus alpha, and what transformation we are doing, 2 times R1. So if you multiply this 2 times, we'll get here 2 beta and minus 2 alpha, and we are subtracting. So here we will have minus 2 beta plus 2 alpha. 2 alpha minus alpha will become alpha, means gamma plus alpha minus 2 beta will be the value at the last place, gamma plus alpha minus 2 beta, and this will be the value after doing the second row transformation. Okay, now the system for the we need to obtain the condition for consistency, right? Now when this system will be consistent, the given system is consistent if and only the rank of A already we have, it is 2, right? So this rank of A has to be equal to rank of AB. Now when the rank of AB will be 2, when this last entry will be 0, right? If this entry is 0, then only this matrix will have rank 2, otherwise it will have rank 3, right? So for consistency we must have this last entry 0. The given system is consistent if and only if lambda gamma minus 2 beta plus alpha equal to 0. Okay, this is nothing but, if you simplify it, rearrange the terms, if you take 2 beta on this side and if you cross multiply by 2, so we'll get beta equal to alpha plus gamma by 2, and this is nothing but the condition of arithmetic progression. This implies alpha, beta, gamma are in arithmetic progression. So and for consistency we must have alpha, beta, gamma are in arithmetic progression. So this is how you can get that condition. Okay, it is not difficult. Fine. Now few problems of this type I will give for you for practice. These are the examples. First is, for what values of lambda and mu the system has no solution, unique solution, infinitely many solution. Again, this is like first example. You write the matrix form, consider the augmented matrix, reduce it to echelon form, and determine the various conditions on alpha, lambda and mu. For no solution, unique solution, like first example you can do. Next example is, for what values of k, here the number of arbitrary constant is only 1. For what values of k, the equations, there are 3 equations written, k square we have here, has infinitely many solutions. So we need to determine the conditions for which it will have infinitely many solutions. Also, hence find the value of k, that is the condition on k, for which the equation is inconsistent. So 2 cases we have to solve here, one for inconsistency, one for infinitely many solution. Okay, so here we have three cases we have to discuss, here 2 cases you have to discuss. Determine the condition on k in this example. So try to solve the examples like previous 2 examples, and if you need any help you can write in comment box. So that's it from this lecture, and that's it from the non-homogeneous systems. In the coming lecture we are going to start the homogeneous system of solving homogeneous system of linear equations, means examples based on homogeneous system we are going to do in the coming lecture. Okay, and homogeneous systems calculations are very important that we need in the coming unit also, in the topic linear dependence and independence of the vectors. So that's it from this lecture. Thank you.